as a black man, in your opinion, is it racist that in the past, you think it's racist that I never f***ed a black guy?
I just like pulling the race card. I feel like on some level, yeah.
I don't think, I'll let you go first.
All right, how many musician boyfriends have you had?
A lot.
You know how people say if it ain't broke, don't fix it? But if you got a lot of musician exes, maybe you should get the f*** out of the music dating.
Why though? Because to me, I don't think it's a failure to not have gotten married.
I always want to ask women when they say that, like, yo, I had great relations.
Yeah.
Who broke up with who most of the time?
Well, me, of course.
So it's like, what could be so great if at some point you like, f*** this nigga?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata Podcast. This is your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. This is episode number 148 on the Pranzata Podcast on YouTube. We have a returning guest today. This is officially the most returned guest on this podcast. It must be at least the fifth or sixth return at this point. I've lost count. This is stand-up comedian Ricky Ramesses. Ricky Ramesses is a New Jersey-based stand-up comedian. He also performs in the tri-state area as well. He travels a little bit for his comedy gigs in New York and Pennsylvania and whatnot. Before we get into it, if you are new to this channel and you like what you hear today, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my dream to be a full-time podcaster, and every single subscriber helps me get closer to reaching that goal. Also, we talk, Ricky and I especially, have some juicy conversations on our episodes. So comment on anything. Sometimes I'll get people hitting me up in the DMs being like, I liked what you said on this episode. Don't be an asshole. Leave the comment here. I will respond. Even if you're not a friend of mine and we're not close like that you can just DM me. I will respond. I will read. I will respond. And that's it. Okay. So first and foremost, Ricky.
What's happening?
If you guys didn't catch that on the audio, there's a lot of sounds that go on in Philadelphia, and Ricky is he's tuning into what sounds like a motorcycle sound out there.
Yeah.
So I want to jump right into it because the last time we talked via DM, you were like, we need to talk about this subject on the podcast, and the subject is I've never dated a black guy. And what do you think about that?
At first, I thought it was bullshit, but as I got to know you. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but as I got to know you, it was more and more believable the more we talked.
It was more, what do you mean more believable?
Well, because you don't, some of the things I say kind of catch you off guard. Okay. So it's like, if you were fucking black dudes, some of the shit I say wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be like a...
You think stuff I say catches you off guard? I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with you at this point.
I said stuff I say catches you off guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
you didn't know me well enough.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now you're used to it because you just understand how I talk. But at first, when you first said that, we didn't really have that many talks. So it's like, all right, cool. You never fucked a nigga, right? Yeah, whatever. And then it's like, oh shit, she probably never did it. And now you're telling me you're getting close, or you...
Okay, so, well, I have a question for you. I thought this would be a juicy question for the podcast. As a black man, in your opinion, is it racist that in the past, you think it's racist that I never fucked a black guy?
I just like pulling the race card. Is it racist that you never fucked a black guy?
Or let's say I never, because there's been, there's been options and I never chose them. So is that racist to you?
I feel like on some level, yeah.
I don't think, I'll let you go first, but I'll say my case
some level
later.
Because just basic New Jersey shit. I feel like most of New Jersey is mixed enough for you to have run into some black dude that you would have liked to fuck. Now, like, you take me, right? I was raised, I even got material about it. Like, my family is pro-black. Like, all my aunts and uncles, civil rights niggas and all that there. Mm-hmm. I still got 2 mixed kids. Like, it's just like, and it's not to say you a bad person. It's just sometimes people are raised and they're geared to be attracted to a certain type of person.
Okay, so I'm gonna, not to cut you off and interject. I don't think it's racist to have sexual preferences to whatever your preferences are, because people are sexually attracted to what they're comfortable with. And that doesn't, okay.
Ooh, that's tricky.
But okay, so you have kids with a white woman, but that means
Italian and Puerto Rican, man.
Italian and Puerto Rican. So you could argue me and say, well, then why didn't I, have kids with a black woman? Because I was raised by a black family. Somewhere in your psychology, something about this woman reminded you of something in your life. And it could be her personality. It could be maybe you had a teacher in high school that you were turned on by that was like the hot teacher that I really think that when people choose their sexual preferences, it's not that cut and dry, like, I want a white guy, I want a black guy. There's something subconscious that they choose what they choose.
I ain't saying that. I think that I think that, all right, here's how I put it.
Yeah.
When you're saying there's something subconscious that happened, I could tell you from me. Yeah. I know me better than anybody else.
Yeah.
It was literally the bitch, this is before we had 2 kids, before all this shit.
Yeah.
Bitch is cute. She has a nice body. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Let me see. It wasn't as deep, but I also don't necessarily, coming from where I come from, man, Monmouth County is really mixed up. Yeah. Like one time I was going through it and all my firsts were white girls.
Yeah.
Like my first kiss, my first head, my first hand job,
but that would still
all that shit, right?
That would still point to it's what you were comfortable with because it's what you grew up seeing. If you lived in a neighborhood that there was a lot of white people, that's what you grew up seeing.
But I also grew up seeing black. Like it's really just what the fuck I wanted to do at the time. And it's not like she was the only woman in my life. So it was like, all right, she's cute.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. And then, from that came other shit. But like, it really is, I would say racist, it goes down to like, if you don't, all right, you're racist if you don't fuck somebody because they're black. Like if you see a motherfucker and you're like, God damn, this nigga sexy as hell, but he's black, so I can't fuck.
I've never done that in my life.
That would be racist.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like if you see, who is your primary go-to for a guy? Like,
you mean what do I usually gravitate to?
Well, I'm saying like if you had your dream dude, what would he be? Would he be Italian? Would he be?
And again, it's going to make me sound like some racist bullshit, but he would probably look like he could be related to me.
Okay.
And that's weird.
That's not. Yeah. Listen, like I said, my baby mom is Italian, so being around that, you kind of get the general like, all right, certain cultures are raised in that, and that's not a bad thing. Like that's not a bad thing because like. If I'm pretty sure if my aunts and uncles could choose, I would never have mixed kids. Now they love my daughters.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's like, I could understand what you're saying, but if he would be Italian, right?
Yeah.
If you have an Italian dude that looks okay.
Yeah.
Standing next to a black dude that looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you choose the Italian dude. I can't necessarily call that racist, but I would be like, what
okay,
the fuck?
Now here we're going to get into more territory because it's not that simple. Because as we've discussed, I have been growing more interest in. I went on a date with a black guy, which we'll get to in a second. I'll tell you how it went.
That sounds so funny in 2025. like, yo, I went on the shit.
Well, listen, we're talking about it. That's the subject we're talking about. The thing that I said earlier about people are sexually attracted to what makes them comfortable, it's not always looks. So for example, yes, if I had to ask ChatGPT to make me a picture of a dream husband, ChatGPT would probably make me somebody that looks similar to me. But my recent ex, not even recent at this point, it's been 1.5 years, but my last ex-boyfriend was a redhead. I've never in my life, you could say I'm racist against redheads. I've never in my life had a physical attraction to redheads. why I liked him is because I initially turned him down because we talked about why I turned him down initially. But as I got to know him, something about the way we interacted with each other reminded me of the dynamic. And this is going to sound weird, but it reminded me of a family dynamic. It reminded me like he was goofy and silly and he had a sense of humor. And when I really broke it down, I'm like, oh, that kind of reminds me of my dad. And as weird as it sounds, people are subconsciously attracted to their parents. That's
total bullshit.
They're not to their parents, but like there's qualities in women or men that they're attracted to that either remind them of their family or is so different than their family that they're rebelling against it. But it's usually one or the other. It's usually like, this person is so different than my father that I like him because I hated my father. Or it's usually there's something in my childhood about the dynamic between my dad and I, or my mother and I feel that comfort with this person. So with him, he was able to cross that subconscious attraction because while he didn't look like something I was comfortable with normally, he had the dynamic that I was comfortable with. Now that can also happen with a black guy too. Like for me, I think the crossover is going to be a black musician for me because I'm comfortable dating musicians at this point. So I think if I meet a black musician,
that's so funny because, all right, and this is going to sound like a wild question. Yeah. Not really, but all right. How many musician boyfriends have you had?
A lot.
So, like, you know how people say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you got a lot of musician exes, maybe you should get the fuck out of the music dating thing.
Why though? Because to me, I don't think it's a failure to not have gotten married. I didn't say marriage. I had great relationships with these guys for most of them. Out of all the boyfriends in my history, I could honestly say that my musician boyfriends were my favorite ones.
You know what's funny? I always want to ask women when they say that, like, yo, I had great relations.
Yeah.
Who broke up with who most of the time?
Well, me, of course.
So it's like, what could be so great if at some point you like, fuck this nigga? And maybe not like that, but it's just like, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I was joking when I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
When I said I don't want nobody that look like my mom. Like, it's not that I'm never saying I don't want no black women, but what I'm saying is, all right, there was one time where I was messing with this girl who kind of did actually resemble my mom. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I still found her attractive, but it was just weird because like one time we were having sex and she looked back at me and just the I was just like, oh, I can't do this.
I don't want someone who looks like my dad.
Yeah. So that's what I was joking about when I was like, I don't want nobody like my mom.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying with the qualities and shit like that. So like, I get what you're saying about the comfort zone. But the reason why I made the noise that I made is because I know there's some people who are attracted to people who are totally, now it might be toxic, it might be whatever, but it's like what you said where you're like, yo, I like this person because he don't got nothing to do with my dad at all.
Yeah.
That's total discomfort. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if people go for comfort or uncomfortable. I just feel like people gravitate towards whoever is they're giving that mutual energy to at the time.
But I think that with you, it might not be that clear. It might not be that well thought out. But I just think under it, there's got to be some psychological reason why people are attracted to what they're attracted to. I don't think it's as simple as she's got a fat ass. A lot of girls have a fat ass.
But what about
why this particular girl? Like why I mean, I don't know if your last girlfriend had a fat ass, but like I'm just saying.
Well, if I show you a picture of all my like the track record, you'd be like, this nigga don't have no. All you can see is pretty across the board, but it wouldn't be no type necessarily.
Okay.
The only type is pussy. That's it. That's the only type. Pretty and vagina.
Yeah.
Now,
but body shapes are all different.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to it, like I like an athletic type if I had to choose. Yeah. But yeah, I've had different.
I mean, I could say the same too. You know I'm saying everything I'm saying, but it's not like I've dated a bunch of Italian looking dudes. Like I dated a Norwegian guy. I dated a redhead. I did date an Italian looking guy. I dated Spanish guys. I've had a lot of Spanish boyfriends. As a matter of fact, so then
why would that be your dream guy?
If I had to pick. Like, if I can't pick because you're attracted to, that's like a fantasy world, but you're attracted to, you can't predict what you're actually going to be attracted to.
No, I get that, but I'm saying I mean? like we already established that. I'm saying why would that? Like, I could tell you if I had to pick.
Yeah.
My end all be all woman. If I had a gun to my head and it said you have to choose one motherfucker to be with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It will be a woman it will be a black woman. Or like,
because you're comfortable with
not
that.
necessarily like, it's I don't know if it can go to the comfort because I'm not really comfortable around
black people. You're not
anybody. Like, it's like me personally, like I'm never letting certain walls down to get comfortable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's literally just, excuse me, damn, I keep burping. It's literally just, I want to say it would be like in the long haul.
Yeah.
It would be better for like, all right, cool. We take children, for instance, right?
Yeah.
I told you I got 2 mixed kids.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old, my mom started doing her hair now.
Okay.
Because she has a different type of hair than her other side is used to dealing with.
Right.
So it's shit like that where it's just kind of maybe that is comfort. I don't know if that's comfort to me more so than relativity of, like if me and you were in a relationship, I would have to explain certain things about the black experience the same way you would probably have to explain things about the Italian shit. Whereas if I'm with a black, there's certain things I ain't got to explain, and there's certain things you wouldn't have to. So it would be more like that, but it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like. I don't know if I would call that comfort. Maybe it is comfort because then it's a lot of steps that I got to skip with trying to get somebody to get to know me.
When I say comfort, I mean you can. Well, you said you struggle to let your walls down. You're for some reason you're reserved. To me, comfort is being able to just let my walls down. Like, that's why I like musicians. Like, oh, I'm a musician. I could let my walls down right now. Like, I don't have to I don't have to pretend to be somebody I'm not. If I see somebody that somehow subconsciously reminds me of my family, they might look like they're related to me. I feel some sort of comfort around them. I could be like, oh, thank God. Like, I could fart around this person. You know what I mean? Like, I can. None
of you bitches better not ever get that fucking comfortable. To just yo that's and you know what but you know what I can respect that because that's
metaphorically not
but that's
serious,
that's so funny about because there was one time I was talking to this girl and we were talking for like a year and some change and she did some weirdo shit. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it was just like it was one of those things. But I was like, what the fuck was that? And she was like, I'm comfortable around you now, so now you about to see all my weird shit. And I was like, bitch, Don't wait till we a year and some change in.
A girl you dated?
Well, we weren't together, but it was we were trying to get to know each other. Fucking. Yeah, all right. But it was like, why would you wait until you know that there's an attraction to introduce me to something that I might not be attracted to? So now you putting me in the space where what I said, what the reason why I said I respect that because if I meet a bitch and first date, bitch let out a fart, it's like, okay. Now either I got the choice right now, first date, to either deal with this shit or be like, did this bitch just fart and get the fuck away from me?
Are you really that turned off by a woman farting in front of you?
Not necessarily. No, it has to be. I feel like there has to be a balance. Like I don't want no bitch to act like she's not human. That just don't make sense.
No, I'm not saying.
But
like,
it also has
let's
to
let
be
loose. Like, but I'm saying like
because I'm goofy.
Okay. To me, it's you have a daughter. Or you have 2 daughters now, right?
Yeah.
You have 2 daughters. You know what it's like to take care of shit and farts and vomit.
The difference is I don't ever want to fuck my daughters. That's the thing is,
let's
like,
clip that.
Nah, but what I'm saying is
I understand. Okay.
It's like parenting is way different from intimacy to me because my daughters never got to keep my attraction. Those are my daughters no matter what.
Did you ever hear of the theory called mother whore complex. You'd be really interested in this. Have you ever heard of this theory, mother whore complex?
No.
So it's a psychological theory. I don't know if, I wish I had an assistant to look this up. I don't know if Freud was the one who coined it. I can't remember. Don't hold me accountable to that. This is a call. If somebody in the comment section knows who created the mother whore complex theory, write it in the comment section. But you might have
She said Freud though, so if she's wrong, tell her she's wrong.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Whoever it was
Freud.
The mother whore complex, and I think a lot of men have this because I've experienced a lot of men who have this, and you might have this.
Oh shit.
It's the idea that you have to compartmentalize the woman you fuck and the woman you love. You can't combine the two.
Wait, you got to explain that more. Yeah.
So, for example, let's say a man falls in love with a woman and he gets married, and when they first fall in love, he's very sexually attracted to her. Like, he wants to fuck the shit out of her. Once that woman becomes a mother and he starts seeing her in that family mother light, he no longer wants to fuck her.
Oh, no.
And somebody like that might have a mistress. Like, somebody like that might be like, I love this woman with all my heart, but now that she's family and now that she's the mother figure, she's not a sexual being to me anymore. And a lot of men have that.
Speaking for me, I will never suffer from that shit. But
you just said, I don't want the woman to be farting like kids. But like, to me, if you love somebody and they're like family, you're going to get to that intimate level of love.
Well, here's my thing. No, I didn't say not farting like kids. I said that I said it has to be balanced, right?
Okay.
I don't want no bitch walking around me acting like she's holier than thou and she's not human and she don't do human shit. Everybody fart, everybody burp, everybody do that, right? But I also, on the other side of the spectrum, I don't want no bitch around me acting like my brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
maintain a standard of respect.
It's just the balance, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. Plus I'm goofy. Oh, you walk past me and I'm watching TV and you stick your ass on my forehead and fart. I'm gonna laugh like this bitch crazy than a motherfucker. But it's like it's not a thing of like that. What you were talking about with that to me, that's too goddamn extreme because realistically, if I had it my way, I would never not be with a woman who has my kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is a lot of times with that, you know, I'll tell me personal experience. It was just it wasn't that. Seeing her as a mom did not fuck it up for me. It was a lot of other shit that was happening. Mm-hmm. One of the things that kind of, I mean, look, if I'm being honest, there's moms that I have fucked. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to say it like that, but there's MILFs out there that I have fucked.
That you were attracted to,
I seen them in full blown mommy duties,
but they're not the mother of your kids. That's different. I think when that might be like a little fetishy thing. Like, ooh,
hell no. I'll tell you, me personally, I get attracted to women who have some type of responsibility about them. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So like, if I meet you and you have a child and then us meeting grows into something beautiful, it's not gonna fuck with me because you're in mommy mode. That's actually part of the shit that now if I meet a bitch with a kid and she's acting like she don't have a kid, if the pussy's on the table, I might fuck, but that's not gonna go nowhere because it's like, man, how the fuck I'm gonna respect you? Yeah. And you acting this way and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but seeing somebody in that role, that wouldn't make me be like, oh, I can't ask her to pee on me now because she's a mom. Hell no. That, to me, that's part of life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you have the ability to have kids, you're gonna have kids. Yeah. So to me, once that happened, it's almost like breathing and blinking. Like it's just a part of it. So that though, I mean, I could kind of understand that, but I feel like that's just a motherfucker making excuses to have side bitches.
But it's really common because, okay, from what I read a lot about it because I've experienced men who have had that. From what I read, the male sexuality is so like raw and like, I just want to fuck the shit out of this girl. Like, she's got a fat ass. She's got big titties. Like, that's the male sexuality. And some of those men when they gain love and respect for a woman, they feel bad feeling that way about her. Like they feel guilty, or they feel like this is the mother of my kids. I can't treat her like a raw piece of meat. And they have trouble combining those two energies in one relationship.
Yeah, those guys are crazy. Either they crazy or I'm just a fucking dirtbag. That is literally.
No, I don't think you're a dirtbag.
I can understand that concept, but to me, that just sounds like maybe somebody who been through some shit. Yeah, and it's like, yo, I can't. Motherfuckers might have got molested by some motherly figure back when they were a kid, and then it's like, oh shit, this is like something in them is fucking not letting those two things combine and be like, yo, this shit is just beautiful as a whole.
A lot of people have it. It's crazy. I've experienced both sides of the fence on it, and when I really think about it,
is there a daddy whore complex?
Oh, good question. Like, no, I don't think women, because the women.
Nah, bitches like dudes with kids, man. I love having my daughters out by myself.
But the female sexuality is so different. Like I was saying, the male sexuality is like, I just want to fuck. Like men are hardwired to plant their seed in as many women as possible, and women are hardwired to have that loving connection. So we don't really have that. But I've had to sit and think about that. If I had to choose, like let's just pretend hypothetically, if every man in the world had this complex, I don't know if it would be more painful to be the lifelong whore, like the lifelong mistress, or the lifelong mother that never gets fucked. Like, I think both situations would be really painful. Like, imagine getting all the love, but not getting any sexual attention, or getting a ton of sexual attention, but never getting any love. And I think both of those realities are painful. Like if you had to pick one of those as a man, like if you had to choose, you'd pick fuck. What is But that's empty. That gets empty though, you know?
But see, that's some woman shit. I would definitely pick lifelong fuck because realistically,
hey, no hate.
Like but see, that's it, yo, dude, like you said, man, men and women are different.
Yeah.
I picked lifelong fuck because I know, or all right, let's pretend. Okay. Because I was going to say, I know the way I fuck can make a bitch fall in love at some point.
Yeah.
But
this is hypothetical.
Yeah, this is all right. That don't happen in this scenario. Here, I would still take the fuck because that doesn't necessarily mean, does that mean you're exclusive to that person?
No.
Or does it? It doesn't have am I somebody's lifelong fuck, but also somebody's lifelong?
If you're a lifelong fuck, you probably just get fucked by a bunch of people. As a man, that might be fun, but as a woman, that it gets empty.
Nah, yeah, that's some miserable shit for a woman.
Yeah,
but for a guy, yeah, that's you talking about a guy who's gonna get all the pussy he wants with no arguments, no.
But there won't be any connection. Like you're just
guys don't give a connection.
By the way, I want to talk to you about that. Okay.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. All right, I don't want to sound like a caveman and say guys don't give a fuck about the connection, but you got to understand that shit comes down. And all right, at me personally, right?
Yeah.
If I meet you and you're giving off fuck vibes. Mm-hmm. I know how to turn that I want a connection shit off until it's time. If it gets there, all right, cool. But we could be fucking for 6 months and we don't never have to have no what are we talk, right? But if I meet you and you're giving off different vibes, like connection vibes, I'm gonna be like, all right, so let me tell my hormones shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's time to get to know this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, so me personally, like, it's not that I don't give a fuck about the connection, but it's like that shit comes per the person.
Yeah.
Whatever energy you're giving off, that's how I'm vibing. I'm literally just a ricochet. Like, okay, cool. This is where we're going. All right, bet. Let's do this. But I mean, shit.
I want to tell you about experience I had. You're going to find this interesting because in the past, you come for your yearly visit. This is his yearly podcast. So you kind of get to see like where my life is evolving.
And I think this is number 6.
5 or 6 at this point. So the last time we talked, I was on a 1-year celibacy period. I think I told you about that. Okay, listen.
Now, wait, before you keep going, okay. What is the difference between celibacy and abstinence? Because I think
it's the same thing.
Okay, so
I
which
think
one of them
abstinence might imply a religious context, but
which one of them can you not do anything sexual? Because one of them
probably
is like
abstinence. Because I think abstinence has
so celibacy. You just not fucking.
I'm just not fucking.
You still get yours some kind of way.
I masturbate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Abstinence might be abstaining from everything. I didn't do that. No. I watched porn. Okay. So I did that on purpose because I was jumping from a relationship to relationship without a break. So I was like, I'm going to just not fuck with guys for a year, not even sexual, nothing. I just need to, that's not healthy to just never be alone. You
Pause.
know?
Hold that thought.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, when you say, did you have to, all right, because you're like, I'm not going to fuck with guys for a year.
Yeah.
But would it still be possible to be with a dude but still not fuck for a year?
Oh.
Like, why cut guys off?
No. Friends. I could say I've had friends that I was attracted to that I was like close with, that I could have seen opening up to a relationship when the time was right. But then what would happen was by the time I was ready to open up, they'd like already have a girlfriend or something. So I'm talking
about straight like this.
Dating?
Like, all right, cool. Look, I'm feeling you feeling me, but I am practicing celibacy for a year. I want to get to know you and I want to see where this shit goes. If you down, let's do this shit and we'll be us, but we just not fucking, but we still on the other.
I think I could have done that, but I just didn't have that opportunity. I would say my version of that was becoming close friends with guys and in the back of my imagination being like, when I'm ready, I should tell this person. And then a lot of those
shit don't.
But okay, but let's not get sidetracked though. So let me tell you, I decided to start fucking the past few months.
Congratulations.
First?
Well, now, how long did you really go? Like a year and what?
Like a year and a half. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, for real. So I started up again, started the fucking again in December.
New or you spun the block on somebody?
What do you mean? Oh, spun the block, like go back to an ex? No, I haven't gone back to an ex.
Well, not an ex, was just somebody you already fucked. Like
no, I didn't spin the block. I never heard of that.
See that's one of those black things where like I said something that you didn't know what I meant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I learned a thing. There's a lot of things you've taught me that I've like, oh, I never heard of that.
Thank you. And you see what she just did?
What'd I do?
She just gave me my props. I could give her props too when she teaches me something. This is for all the women who will not give me my props. I teach shit and you bitches act like I'm just dick.
Okay, so the latest guy that I had sex with, goddamn, want to push me back to celibacy again. Not full on celibacy, but I'm not going to just fuck carelessly anymore.
Wait, I want to know why, but I don't want to know why.
I'm going to tell you because it's very interesting and it relates to what we're talking about. So I'm doing the podcast. I'm going heavy in the podcast. I'm going heavy in the music scene. I'm really working hard right now. I'm kind of you right. Like the conversations we've had in the past are like, I'm not trying to do a serious relationship. That's kind of where I am. So I'm going hard on my career right now. So I'm not trying to jump into a relationship with somebody that's full on, let's spend every day together. Let's have kids. Like I'm not saying I'll never have kids. I'm just saying that's not what I'm trying to jump into at this moment. But after not having sex for a year and a half, I want to start something. I met a guy who I found he was very attractive.
And this ain't the black dude.
We'll talk about the black dude later. All right. I went on a date with a black guy. I'll tell you, I didn't go on a second date, but no, but it's not what you think. It's not what you think. Right. We'll get to that after the story. Remind me in case I forget.
Shit, I'm gonna forget too. You know how this shit go. We got ADD.
So there's a guy. I'm not gonna give too much details about who he is because I want to protect his privacy. I don't want to get sued either.
Is it Eric? No, I'm just fucking.
So he owns a business in Philadelphia. Let's just put it that way. I was his client about a year ago. And when I met him, I was like, he's fucking hot. I did find his Instagram because I knew his name because his name was on the website. And
so you stalked him a little bit?
Well, yeah.
No, you stalked. That was a stalker move.
It didn't last. Okay, so I stalked him on Instagram a little bit.
Does it have anything to do with that? Don't say it, but does it have anything to do with that shit over there?
The cat feeder?
The shit. Don't say it. The shit on the floor and
a little bit. Yeah. Okay, but
fair enough.
So
That makes sense now. I was just trying to get a...
I stalked his Instagram and I saw that he was in a relationship. So I was like, fuck. So there goes my chances. I did not go back to that business for a year. Not because I didn't like the business, for other reasons, because I was too busy. Year later, start the fucking again. I'm like, I need to find somebody to fuck. I see him on a dating app. That's how I've been finding people on dating apps. See him on a dating app and I'm like, he's single again, right?
Or...
I see his profile. He says, I'm ethically non-monogamous. Do you know what that is? Have you heard of that, about that? It's
ethically.
Like a...
That's interesting.
Yeah. So here,
yeah, I don't... Yeah,
so get this.
Okay.
This is crazy. Okay.
I might could use this shit. Maybe... Wait, hold up. Tell me this off camera so I could...
No, we can... Well, I'll tell you on
No,
camera.
because I might want to use this on the bitch in the future. And she's going to be like, that's the shit you just got from
So that's a liberal... Apparently that's like a liberal, like progressive term now. Like it's like... Ethically non-monogamous means... You're in an open, it basically means you're in an open relationship. It means you and your partner are quote unquote, and there's nothing ethical about what this guy did, and that's where we're getting. But apparently ethical non-monogamy is when you and your primary partner communicate that you want to start fucking other people. So that's why it's quote unquote ethical. But I don't think anything you did was fucking ethical.
So it's basically an open relationship.
Yeah. So I find out he's that, and I've never gotten into a situation like this, but he was hot. My hormones were raging, and I was like, I thought about it logically. I was like, you know what? This might actually work because like I said, I'm busy as hell. I'm doing the podcast. I'm going at it. I could have a physical relationship with this guy, but that's not going to interfere with my life because he has a partner and probably other partners too. Like he has multiple, I would imagine someone who's ethically non-monogamous has multiple partners. All right. He comes in my apartment. First of all, when he walks in, I met him two times. I met him 2 times a year ago. We don't have a close relationship like that.
Yeah, this shit kind of scared me a little bit.
Well, I mean, I let him in, but when he comes in, he doesn't ask me if he could use the bathroom. He just walks to the bathroom. Like he kind of walked in with this air of, I own this fucking place. Like when you're pretty close with me at this point. I mean, we're not like crazy close.
I felt bad because I did just be like, yo, the bathroom over here, right?
Yeah, but you at least said that, right? All right, you at least said that. And I remember times you've come over where you're like, where's the bathroom? Can I use the bathroom? So we've established a friendship. Like we've established a relationship with each other. This guy, this is my first time seeing him in person after like a year. He comes in, waltzes his way into the bathroom without asking my permission.
Wait, but was there any greeting or was there any?
Barely. Like I was trying to connect with him and he was just very...
Wait, was there any hug, kiss?
No. Half hug. There was like a half hug at the door. It was very cold. It's a 3-flight stairs up. It was very awkward. I was trying to like crack jokes like, oh, if you squat.
Oh, you walked him up.
I walked him up. I was like, oh, if you...
You fuck. She just told me everything to get up here and I had to walk up those stairs by myself. Philly stairs. Yeah. By myself with this goofy ass shirt on. Thank you, Ms. Dweck.
It was a very quiet, awkward walk up. I was trying to crack jokes. I was like, oh, if you squatted today, it's going to be a harsh day. And he like didn't respond. I was like, okay. Comes in.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm laughing because that
joke.
Sucks when you are on that like meet and greet, like when you just meeting somebody and you trying to like break the ice and motherfuckers is just giving you the code.
No, but it's because
I know it sucks.
Can I get to this? Let me get to the story because it's not that he didn't give a fuck about me. It's what we're getting at. He didn't want to connect with me. He comes in, he owns the fucking place. We sit down on the couch when he's done doing what he does. Breath stinking so fucking bad. Like smells like vegetables. Like it had like a vegetable smell. Like, let's put it this way. He didn't put effort into, like he kind of just... What vegetable?
No, I'm sorry because I don't know.
You have such ADD. You have such ADD. You like want to smell every flower along the way. Yeah, like what's vegetable? I don't know what
person. But no, I get it. All right,
I don't know.
He like shit.
He didn't put effort. He just got out of work and he works a physical. You said like about the floor, right? He works a physical job. Breath smelling, just like really just really out of it, disillusioned. I'm trying to connect with the motherfucker. Okay, I'm like trying to just sit on the couch and just have like a conversation, right? He tried a little bit, but you can tell he was zoned out. You can tell he was like rolling his eyes, like let's get to fucking. And he just looks at me. He kind of puts his hand on me and he goes, "You're so pretty." And I'm like, all right. He wants to get it moving. And he goes, "Do you want to make out?" And like I was like, I guess. Like I didn't say I guess, but I was like, okay. And we just started.
Say, yo, it's Colgate in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like you didn't.
So now I know for the future I need to just. I didn't know what to say. Like, if a girl's breath smelled that you're about to hook up, would you say something or would you just put up with it? Because I just put up with it.
If she asked me, do we want to make out? I'm gonna be like, yeah, I want to, but
can you just?
Because I just feel like I'm disrespecting both of us if I'm not honest with you in this moment.
I just suffered with it. I just
really big.
Yeah. So
and tongued them down.
Anyways, fast forward the entire sexual experience. Now, again, I planned this, like in my head, I thought we were going to have like wild, ravenous sex and it was going to be this great thing. And I knew it was basically a sexual relationship, but I thought it was going to be really good. The whole interaction happened in like 25 minutes, like from him getting in the door, washing his hands, barely talking to me, had sex with me. He comes, didn't make me come, by the way, didn't make me come. And then.
Well, he couldn't at that point. You were already, from all the shit, you were definitely turned off by the situation.
No, he didn't know that. He didn't know I was turned off. He had no clue.
But you did, so that's why.
I could have come.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
He could have made me come if he tried. Okay. I assumed he was going to go for a second round. Like, that's what I thought was happening. Nope. Doesn't even lay next to me. He springs up, puts his clothes on, washes his hands in the other sink, right? And then says, he tries to have this like half-hearted conversation with me, but then he goes, hey, listen, I don't mean to bounce, but I gotta go. And then he leaves. And like, I looked at the time of when he texted me, hey, I'm downstairs. And when he texted me, thanks for having me over. And the whole thing was like in the 9 o'clock, like it was like 9:15 he got here and like 9:45 he was gone. And I was like, what the fuck is ethical about that? Like, he didn't make me come. I know you said that you can separate connection and sex, but like, that's no connection. Can you really have sex with a woman where there's no connection? Like, you're not even going to sit and talk to her. Like, that's
me.
What does a man even what does a man even get out of that?
Okay, but here's the thing.
You know,
a man, it takes a lot for y'all to come. Not a lot, but it's more difficult for y'all to come than it is for a man.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking about the cum. I'm talking about.
No, but what I'm saying
he was a dead soul. Yeah, like there was nothing there. It was just, what did he even get out of that? He could have just masked. But he wasn't present. Like, it was like his brain was somewhere else. Like, he could have just masturbated. Like, I don't see, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm at the last straw. That was my last one where I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of going back, not to a celibacy phase. I don't want to go full celibate, but I don't want to.
You should let him ruin it for the rest of the.
What I'm saying is, I don't want to fuck a guy unless we have a connection. Because that was, what did I get out of that? Nothing. I felt like a piece of raw meat. I was actually crying. Like not the day of, but like 2 days later, I processed it and I was like, that was terrible. Like, he just treated me like a sex robot. He just fucked me and washed his hand. Again, he like came in, used the bathroom.
That's so crazy because I'm trying to relate, but I couldn't fathom one of my homeboys telling me the story you telling me with them on the other side of it. And being like, I cried. I was like, you cried because she came and fucked you and left.
But you're telling me you would fuck a woman that you knew that was just sex, and you wouldn't try to talk to her. You wouldn't apologize at least for not making her come. You wouldn't be like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't make you come, but
did you make it? You told him?
I didn't tell him till after he left. I texted him. I was like, I didn't even come. Because the whole thing happened so fast that I couldn't even process what was happening. Like I thought he was gonna do it again. Like, I thought we were going to have sex again. Like, I thought he came a little fast and he was going to go for a second round. The whole experience was so fast. And I know you're saying, oh, I'm a man, I would do it too. I don't believe you would do it that way. I think you would at least try to talk to her.
But see, that's because you know me.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't think that I could do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also wouldn't be, and this is no slight to the situation, but I wouldn't be fucking nobody I met on a dating app.
But I knew him in person too. It wasn't like,
I get that, but all right, cool. In person, you said y'all met 2 times, maybe a year prior. I wouldn't be in that situation because I just can't. I'm scared of STDs and I'm scared of random babies. So,
well, he wore a condom, so.
I mean, fair enough, and I don't like condoms. So it's like it's like things where it's like I can't just fuck some random, but not random. But if it's like, this is my 3rd time seeing her in life. Yeah. It would be hard for me to actually do that because of how I like to have sex. And
so you're not as cold as you claim to be. You like an actual connection.
It's not about being, I don't think it's about being cold or it's about the connection. Fair. I do like to fuck people I know.
There's a familiarity and a connection to that.
Yeah. But I don't, but I feel like I can compartmentalize the difference between, like, if I did that and the bitch did that, she got up and washed her hands, I'd be like, all right, cool. What's on TV? It wouldn't be. If
he said what's on the TV in my house, I might understand.
No, I'm talking about if she left. Like if a bitch came over, went to the bathroom, maybe went to think they were freshening up.
Yeah.
And then came out and I'm trying to start a conversation. And then she's like, hey, look, when I'm gonna get some dick? I'd be like, oh shit, we just right there? Okay.
But you gotta know that women or men are so different. That's
what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So it's like with the connection thing, it's like I can compartmentalize what the connection is. Yeah. I never want to fuck a stranger, but you don't have to be Miss Right or on your way to being my Miss Right to give me some pussy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the connection is we met on this dating app, I'm not even going to try the small talk because I feel like I'm not even on them, but I feel like from the stories I hear, it's kind of Marshawn Lynch. You know what you're there for.
No, because the first guy, since I've been on the dating app, I hooked up with 3 guys.
Ooh, you whore. No, I'm just fucking around.
And I'm done. Like now I'm done doing it now. After that guy.
You ain't in the streets no more?
No.
Damn.
The first 2 guys did not treat me that way. Okay. The first 2 guys gave me a date. They took me out to eat. They hung out and talked to me. They might have been thinking all the same shit. They might have been thinking, I just want to be out, but they had the respect to treat me like a woman, to treat me like a lady. They had the respect. Like the first one I was sick and he brought me soup and he took care of me and
what a pussy.
We jammed out on the piano. Like there was fun and there was flirtatiousness and there was good energy and even though I didn't work out with them, I can look back at that experience and say that was a good experience.
But wait, that's the shit that confuses me because why wouldn't that work? Without getting into, I guess, too many details, but that shit,
the second one was
mind boggles.
Well, the second one didn't live in New Jersey. He was here visiting.
I'm talking about
the first one. I wanted to make it work. He never came back after that. I don't know why. Maybe he had a girlfriend that didn't tell me. Whatever the case was. Maybe he was fucking with different women on the app and he decided to make one his girlfriend, so couldn't fuck with me anymore. But
you know what it maybe sounds like?
What?
And this is me just being a friend.
Yeah.
You didn't fuck nobody for 1.5 years.
And I was bad. No,
maybe
he was not. No.
And then
he was bad. He was
like riding a bike.
No way. He was bad.
Wait, who was bad? Which one?
The first one. He was bad. He was bad. Yeah. He came in like 2 seconds. So to sit here.
That's bad? I'm fucked up out here. No, I'm just playing.
I did all the work. He just laid on his. No, I'm not trying to be arrogant. Like, no, that can't possibly be true. I understand that
Put it
could
on
be.
Him, huh?
But
then you can't blame him for coming in 2 seconds if you fuck the shit out of him. Like,
but like, why wouldn't he come back after that? That's the part I don't get. Like,
maybe he's intimidated by how well you fuck, and maybe he has to go out in the streets and get his practice up.
Yeah,
and then he'll come back and fuck your brains out, and then y'all could have a happily ever after.
Whatever the case is, it was a good experience, and then he disappeared. The second one was also a pretty good experience, but he lived in Utah, so he couldn't.
Yo, that's some random ass shit.
No, he was he worked for, I can't say what he worked for because I don't want to get sued, but he worked for let's just say a sports team.
Okay.
And they were here.
Oh shit.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, you funny as hell.
I'll tell you after. Now the third one.
Well, you shouldn't have said Utah, I guess, but. Okay.
No, he just because he lives in Utah doesn't mean he's on a Utah team. Okay. That's just where because they all travel, they all live in different places. The third one scarred me, and I'm not doing this dating app bullshit anymore. I'm not saying I'll never get into a casual relationship again, but it can't be I can't play the human lottery on dating apps. I have to know the person. I have to feel connected to them. I have to know that even if it's just sex, that they're still going to treat sex like it still requires a certain level of friendship. When you say friends with benefits, the word friend is in it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So this guy who came in my house, washed his fucking hands, he called it friends with benefits. Okay. Where's the friends? I'm here for the friends too.
Now, you know? Here's okay, there's a lot of spider webs in that.
I knew you would like this story.
Okay. Dude sounds like his bitch got tired of him.
His main bitch?
Yeah.
So you're saying he's doing this to try to feel like he's getting something, but he wants the main bitch to love him the most.
No, what it sounds like is whatever relationship he was in is not the same anymore. If he's still in the relationship?
Yes.
That same one?
Yes.
So whatever you seen was probably a glimpse of what the fuck she's been dealing with, and was probably like, yo, we need to figure out a way to make this shit work. So she's probably out getting all the dick she can handle. She's probably
doing great.
And he
all the dick.
And to be honest, this would be a weird ass situation, but that could be on his mind when he's here. Like, damn, man, this bitch is out doing the same thing I'm doing right now.
So that's what I mean by, I don't know if that open relationship lifestyle is actually really good, because I don't even understand what he got out of it. Like, it didn't even seem like it seemed like he was so mentally checked out. Like, I'm like, what did you even gain?
It depends on the people. If you're a selfish person, it won't work. Yeah. Because like a selfish person, excuse me.
Yeah.
A selfish person wants, if me and you in a relationship and I'm selfish, I want all the pussy in the world, but you better not fuck nobody.
Okay.
So if we get in an open relationship, it's like, once somebody who's selfish wraps their mind around the fact that, like, wait, you could fuck other people too?
Yeah.
It fucks with them.
There's a tiny detail about that story that I have to share with you, which is a little window into a bigger picture, I think. You see that guy on my wall? There's me. I don't know, you have your sunglasses on.
In the middle picture?
The middle picture, there's me and a guy. When he was washing his hands out here, when he was finished with the sexual experience.
Were you still naked when you came out to check on what he was doing? Like,
I was in the bedroom and he came out to wash his hands. And again, he got up so fast that he didn't even ask if he could go. So I'm thinking, let me follow him and see what the fuck is going on in here. He didn't know I followed him. I catch him grilling the fuck out of that photo. Like, there's 3 photos there. He could have been looking at all of them. He was staring at that one. He was staring at the man in the photo, and he had this like really intense, angry look in his face. So I'm like, wait a second. You just fucked me, an empty vessel of a soul, but you care about the guy on my wall? What the fuck is that? That was so bizarre. And then he caught me looking, and then if he was genuinely interested, like, oh, what's that? He would have asked a question. He caught me looking and then just pretended it didn't happen. So there was something up. That was like a little glimpse into the bigger picture.
That is you. I'll tell you what.
What's that?
And I can't tell you what to do because you grown.
Yeah.
But if I was you, I'd never talk to that motherfucker.
I don't. When I told him, I texted him. I was like, you didn't even make me come. He texted me and said, he texted me back. He said, I'm so sorry. I'm going to make it up to you. He even said, I'm going to come back fresh and clean. I didn't tell him he stunk. He figured it out. He was like, I'm going to come back fresh and clean. I'm going to make you come. I'll stay a little longer. I'm really sorry. And I said, okay, I'll give you another chance. Then the next day I messaged him and I'm like, sorry, I thought about it more. I don't want to give you another chance. Cause I thought about like that incident of him looking at the guy.
He sounds like he's off his rocker. Can we circle back to the interest in this black dude?
Yes. The one that I went on a date with?
Yeah. Cause you said you didn't go on a second date.
No, I didn't go on a second date.
This shit turned into, you tricked us into having a whole View talk. We sound like the motherfucking View right now. I'm sipping my tea.
I needed to vent. Yeah, so that was before this guy. I went on the dating app. I met all these guys on dating apps, on Tinder, Hinge, all that stuff.
Wait, what was before this guy?
The black guy.
The black guy was before you, the weird experience.
This weird experience was the latest one. So I'm saying the other guy was before that. It was like maybe a month ago.
Okay.
Nice guy.
Yo.
Hey guys, it's me, your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. This is a 2-part podcast episode. I will be releasing the second part of this episode 1 week from the release of the first part. If you're catching this podcast late, the second part of this episode might already be available. However, if I just released this, stay tuned next week for the second part. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my dream to be a full-time podcaster, and every single subscriber helps me get closer to reaching my goal. And that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.